Now what I want to do is just show a little bit of explanation of the strikes and why the strikes are utilized in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And so from here with my opponent, Jiu-Jitsu is not kickboxing. So I don't want to be in a range where we're here, I'm throwing punches and my opponent's throwing punches at me. So we don't want to be in that range. In Jiu-Jitsu, the strikes are used for two things. Well, it could be three things. One could be to defeat our opponent. So if a punch came or something, or maybe, pow, and maybe I do get one strike in, okay? But what I'm really trying to do with that strike is close the distance between my opponent and I so I can get in for a clinch and work different techniques. So for example, if I'm here, I'm not coming in to strike and keep punching, but maybe I'm here just to close that distance so I can come in with different joint locks and things like that. So that's one of the purposes of the strikes in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. Another thing with strikes is sometimes they give us opportunities for submissions. So sometimes I'm here like this and maybe I strike a joint and then he bends his arm because I struck the joint, and that gives me the opportunity for a submission. You especially see that when we're on the ground using different hand strikes to open up chokes and to open up arm bars and things like that. One mistake that I see in most, so I'm sorry I do offend you if I'm offending you right now, if you're training at traditional Japanese school, is a lot of people step forward on their punches. So if we're here like this, a lot of people train to come here and boom, step forward on the punches. The problem with stepping forward on a punch is if I'm stepping forward and I miss my opponent and he throws a right hand at me, which is what most people in a street fight are going to do, you're going to get knocked out. So if I come forward with anything and I miss him, boom, I'm running right into whatever he's throwing at me. For that reason, we're not going to step forward. I do like to use my rear hand as my power hand, and a lot of times my left hand that's open here is used to grab. So I'm establishing a clinch and holding him while I'm striking. The same can be with kicks or knees. But I'm not going to just step right in at him and let him clock me with a punch. I may step in at him if I've already established a clinch. So if he threw an overhand right or something, I blocked, well now I can step in because I've already established that clinch, but I'm not just going to walk in at him and get clocked by a right hand.